Hello?
Is everyone able to hear me? I think my audio was not working.
I can hear you now, ma'am.
There we go. It wasn't working before. All right, terrific. Anybody have a question? You can, if you have audio, which some of you do, you can say it. If you don't, you can just type it in the chat. Tonight is a Q&A session.
I have a question.
Sure.
How do I go about logging in or downloading my Teamrole contract to Blackboard?
It's under graded work. Are you able to see what I'm doing online, or are you just audio?
No, I'm just audio.
Okay, so if you go to graded work and scroll partway down the screen, there is the Teamrole's contract assignment, and there is a document there, a Word document. You just click on it and open it up. And then you fill it out. It's a Word document, resave it, and send it back in.
Okay, I receive it and then send it back in through Blackboard or through email?
No, through Blackboard. So right in that same assignment, you just click on that assignment, the Teamrole's contract assignment. You click on it. You attach, by clicking on Browse, you attach the document to the assignment and click Submit, and then it'll send it to me.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Sure. Anyone else have a question? You can you can say it, or if you have audio, where you can speak, or you can type it in the chat. We have a couple more people joining us right now, so we'll just give it a minute for people to get on and be able to ask a question. Anyone out there, those of you who just joined, have a question? You can type in chat, or if you have a microphone, you can just say your question to me. If someone's typing in a question, so I'll wait just a minute. question is, how detailed do you want our presentation to be about the business? Let me go ahead and pull up the assignment so we can talk about that, and those of you who have your computer up, you can see it online. If you have audio, like so that you can speak, if you could just mute, because I'm getting a lot of background noise. Okay, so on the share, you should be able to see now the collaboration project. Okay. As I scroll down, your question, I'm just going back over to look at the question, was about the presentation portion. So I'm just going to look at the rubric. So in the presentation portion, just make sure, I guess this is an overall recommendation or requirement, is that the entire project needs to look like it came from one source. So even though you're working in a group, and it's a group effort to get everything accomplished, all of the things that you work on, the letter, the presentation, the flyer, need to come from the same company and look like they came from the same company. They don't look like different individuals did the same thing. So as far as how detailed, you want to, I don't give you specifics like I want you to answer this question about your business. I want you to promote your business. I want you to tell me about your product. I want you to make me want to purchase your product. And the other thing is to just don't forget to clearly label at least one slide talking about why I should choose your company over another. So for example, say you decided to do a hot dog stand. You would tell me about your hot dogs, what you're offering, what the price structure is, where you're located, why I would want to purchase your hot dogs, why I would want to come to your hot dog cart, any of those kind of things. So I don't want to squash your creativity by telling you exactly what I want you to put in there, but those are the things that you for sure want to put in there, and then expand on them however you'd like to. So requirements as far as how many slides, I think you see that up here at the top. Maybe a minimum. Maybe we don't even give you a minimum. Yeah, I don't think we gave you a minimum. Yeah. Oh yeah, there it is, a minimum of 8 slides. So that would include your title slide. So in the title slide, make sure that you have the names of your group members. And again, it needs to look and feel just like everything else that you're creating. So if your theme, is blue, and the font type that you're using is Arial, then that would be on all of your documents, your presentation, your flyer, your letter. If you're using a logo, you want to use that throughout everything. Again, it wants to be branded, looks like it's all coming from the same source. Does that answer your question, Angel? Okay, terrific. All right, does anyone else have a question? Again, if you have audio, you can say your question. If you don't, you can type it in the chat. All right, so just in general, and again, if you have a question, you can still type or say it. All right, someone's typing a question. I'll just wait for that to be finished, and then I'll tell you what I was going to say. The question is, if using the logo from the web, will we have an issue with plagiarism? Yes, you will. So you want to be careful with that. If you use Creative Commons, which is things that are free to be used by anyone, then no issue. But if you just pick something, or you pick something that's used by another company, then you would have an issue. So just be careful of the source of where you get it. And then also, anytime you use someone else's stuff, you have to, of course, cite it. But a logo, I would think we want to steer clear of that for the most part. But if on Creative Commons, you should be able to find something that you can use. And you can just go to Google, type in Creative Commons, and you'll find the stuff that's free and open for you to use. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can use with no plagiarism issues. All right, again, if you have questions, you can put them in there. I'm just going to a little bit go through this collab project and then just make sure everybody knows where the midterm is. Everyone should be in touch with their group members by now. If you're not hearing from a group member within the, by end of day today, you still haven't heard from someone, then you and your group members that are working together should just move on and do the work. It's not okay after this point for someone to come in on the back end and try to join in once you've already begun. So you should, if you're having issues, let me know. You're welcome to include me in any communication that you have, so that I can be involved in that process. Once you get rolling, the first thing that you do is you set up your Google accounts. If you don't have Google accounts, if you do, that's fine. Exchange that information, and the leader person is going to go into Google and create a folder, share the folder, and then within the folder create a Google Docs slides. Sorry, I'm at home, so my dog is barking. You might hear a little bit of that going on. You're going to create a doc for the flyer, you're going to create a doc for the letter, and you're also going to create a blank slides for the presentation. You're also going to create a blank doc for the citations, because anytime you use other stuff, you get something off the web, you need to cite it on any of the documents. And then this last one, this last Google Doc, is something called a mind map or a MindMeister. So you just create the blank docs, and then they're automatically shared because they're in the shared folder. And then just verify that everybody can see them. And once you get that set up and everybody's communicating somehow, everybody's got the same documents, then you can start working. I mean, Google Docs, it's really nice because everybody can be working on the same things at the same time, or whenever you have time, and you can see what everybody's doing. So, yes, we assign things out, like someone's doing the presentation, someone's doing the letter, someone's doing the flyer, and that may be the initial creation, but you all need to be collectively contributing to all of those things. So that may mean that, I'm the person that creates the presentation, so I do it, and then I let everybody know. However, we're communicating that, my first draft was a presentation's up there. Go check it out on Google Slides and give me your feedback. Once you're in there, of course, everybody can make changes. Be mindful of that. You may not want to make the changes to someone else's work. You may want to just leave a comment or some suggestion through whatever method it is you're communicating through text or whatever. But you can do a lot right in Google. So there's a comment section. You can just click on comment right within the in Google itself and just write it right there and say, like, you should change that word to, I don't know, it says supplier, change it to vendor. You should make something bold. Let's switch the colors. So everybody needs to be in there collectively working together to make sure all the things that you're creating look the same, have the same look and feel, have the same address and phone number, same names, all that stuff has to look the same, and help each other with, the way you're presenting this whole thing. So in number 8 about the collaborative effort, That's what I want to see. Everybody's in there, everybody's contributing. If you use the chat feature in Google, that means everybody, you can chat if everybody's in there at the same time, or two people are in a document at the same time. You can chat right within. You can also use Google Hangouts if you want and provide that chat log to me. So that would be separate, and it has an app. So if you do any of those things, just be mindful and consistent. What I will be looking at will be this thing called the revision history. And the revision history on all of your documents that you create in Google will keep track of who is in the document, when, exactly what they typed. It keeps track of everything. So we have great analytics coming out of Google, so I can see all that. So I will see exactly what each person did and when, and if that person's one group member slid in at the last half hour before it was due and they did their work, I'll see that, and your grade will reflect that. So make sure that you're contributing to each other's documents and files and working together as a group. So beyond that, to share it with me, you have to do the share of the folder to the ccbcwchin@gmail.com, and that'll share it to me, and that's how I will look at the documents. In Blackboard, in the group assignment, you just simply click on the assignment to submit, and then you say ready in the comments, and only one person of the group needs to type this in, and it'll submit it for the entire group. So just one person, could be the leader, could be anybody, whoever it is, just make sure you do it. And when your stuff is complete and you're ready for me to check it, you just type ready in the assignment and send and submit. Now, I say that, let me show you, and mine looks a little bit different than yours, but let me see if I can show you. If I go into collaboration groups, and I'm just going to pick on group 1, and here's your collaboration assignment. So if you are submitting, you're going to click on that there. Actually, I got to make sure the other two aren't showing up. Mine pops right up into the spot where it's ready for me to put the comment in, where I would say ready. For students, it'll give you like this grading screen where you have to click continue before it shows you this screen. So when you're ready to submit, just one person of your group types the word ready and then submit, and that's how it's submitted to me, and I know to go look in grading. So you have to share it to my Google account, that the folder, and then to let me know in Blackboard that the group is ready. Then you just type, one person types ready in this assignment. And so that's how you submit. Any questions on the submission? Okay. So the other thing I want to show you is, for sure, make sure you get that midterm exam complete. So again, I'm in graded work, and as you scroll down, there's a folder called midterm exam, and you should see now the midterm concepts exam. When you're ready, click on that and begin. It's not going to stop you. It's going to take you right in. You have 50 minutes to get that done, and 50 questions, so you got to get in there, do it. And it's a one-time thing. It'll grade it immediately. To prepare, you have these practice quizzes and training. Actually, it's just practice quizzes at this point. So these are the 4 modules that we've done between last week and this week that are concept modules, where you have the reading from the e-text, and it's not lab work. The question, these are, and all the possible questions you could have on that midterm are going to be in one of these 4 practice quizzes. So if you go through the practice quizzes, you've seen every possible test question that you can have. So those 50 questions are chosen from these. There's 30 to 35 in each one of these practice quizzes. So you can go through them as many times as you want. You can just look through them. You can answer them. If you don't have, it's not going to hurt or help you. So they're just there for you to use to prepare. Besides reading through the text, these questions will get you ready. And so just make sure that's done by the end of the week as well. Any questions about midterm exam? All right, the last, oh, go ahead, Martinez, you can type. The question is about the final, can it be monitored at home? And yes, it can. So I will, you can do the testing center. Actually, next week I'll send you out the announcement about the final. It just goes by so quick in the winter. We use something called Respondus Monitor that you will use at home. So I'll give you a little practice Respondus Monitor test that you can do, and if that's successful, then you can do the final at home. It does require a webcam and a microphone. Most laptops today have that built in, but you will have to have that. Your other option is to go to the testing center and take the final exam. So that will be the last week, I think was the 22nd to the 25th, that time frame. So either way. Another question's come in. I'm just waiting for that. The question was about the testing center, if you have to set an appointment, and yes, you will have to set an appointment. And again, I'll be sending out that link to you, but you can look at it any time if you just go to the CCBC website and you type in the search testing center. It'll take you right to their a link to their site where you can, I believe, online, you can do scheduling online now and or call in, and you can go to any of the CCBC locations. So it's not just one campus; it can be any campus, including the extension centers. But yeah, you can go ahead and make your appointment if you'd like. You're welcome. All right, so the last little thing I want to show you is PathBright. PathBright is an ePortfolio tool that you're going to use through, actually it's a MindTap. MindTap has the link in there, so I'm going to show you the assignment in case you haven't looked at it yet. And this guides you through it, hopefully pretty good. We've just used PathBright in the fall for the very first time. It went fairly well. Students were able to work through it pretty easily. But PathBright is something that you'll access through MindTap. So you're going to click over any link over into MindTap, and then on the side there'll be this orange little button, and it'll take you into MindTap, or sorry, into PathBright. I did give you a link to a couple videos. I suggest that you watch them first. It tells you all about PathBright, what it is, how to use it a little bit, and gives you some sample portfolios. E-portfolios are kind of a thing now, so if you're looking for a job, oftentimes you'll just give your prospective employer a link to your e-portfolio, and it's the place where you can gather and collect all kinds of work that you do, not only academically but also professionally, and it's all in one space. So we're kind of pretending that we're doing that here. We are doing it, and you can use this. After the course is over, PathBright is available just through the open web, and that account will still be active. So you can use it even after this course. So I ask you to create a couple pages within your e-portfolio, one specifically to our CSIT 101 course, and then I have you upload your About Me presentation that you did last week into the CSIT 101 portfolio page. And the only thing I ask you to do is to just update it with your e-portfolio share link before you send it up there. So you just drag it in, and I'm going to show you this in a second, at least a little bit. And then I ask you to do a couple other pages within your portfolio. One is another one of your CCBC courses. Doesn't have to be something you're taking currently. Hopefully you aren't taking multiple courses in the winter. That's really hard. But something that you've taken in the past. If you don't have another CCBC course, but you've attended somewhere else, you're welcome to do that as well. And then yet another page that highlights some additional content that's specific to you. Now don't make it fake. I've had students try to make fake stuff last semester. It really does need to be specific. Like they just want to make one about puppies or something like that, and I don't want you to do that. Maybe you have a hobby or an interest that you want to share, or something that you've done about yourself that you want to share, but don't just make it silly. If you can't think of anything, then we suggest that it can be something about your campus involvement, some sort of interest. You can upload your transcript if you wanted to do something like that. It could be about another CCBC course if you had another one that you really wanted to share with me. So once you get those pages created, one of the biggest things that we have to do is you have to make sure that they're all set to public, each individual page. And I give you a little screenshot of where to do that. That way when you do share it with me, I can actually see it. Otherwise, it's just private to you. And then the way to share this to me when you're all done is on the home page of your ePortfolio. You'll have this little arrow. You click on that. It gives you a link. You copy the link, and you just paste it into the submission tool in Blackboard. So let me go over to MindTap and just show you what this is. So you can go to MindTap literally with any Snowflake button, and I'll just click this one. MindTap's a little slow tonight. All right, I'm just going to close that. But over here on the right-hand side, you see Start Your Career Portfolio. So I'm going to click on that. The first time you go into it, you'll have to sign in. Once you do it the first time, you don't have to do it anymore. Make sure you click on New Window in the upper right. Otherwise, you're working directly in MindTap, and it truncates the edges of the screen. You can't see everything quite the way you should. So if you click on New Window, it'll open up in a separate tab, and then you can see it full screen. It works a lot better. So my portfolio is not professional. It's just like a little bit of something for you guys to look at while I'm showing it to you. You can see I created a CSIT 101 portfolio, and then this is just a second one, and it's blank. But create a portfolio just by clicking this link here, and you give it a name. I'm just going to open one of the ones I already have, and then you can edit it. Again, watch the video. It'll step you through this. So once you create a portfolio, it brings you into here. And then you can just drag and drop whatever you want in there as far as content. On the right-hand side, you have this Add Work section. You can see there's a variety of things you can add to your portfolio. You can fiddle and play with these, links to your Facebook page, your Twitter feed, all kinds of different things that you can add in here that you want to. I give you minimal requirements on what you put in there. You can certainly add to that. The other thing is under Style and Settings, you can choose the layout of how you want your portfolios to look. Each one's unique. You can choose a theme. You can give it a category if you want to do that. And then Portfolio Settings is where you make each portfolio public. So you create one for CSIT 101, you have to make that public. You create another one for another class, you have to make that one public. So make sure all of them are public. Otherwise, even though you share it with me, when I go to look at it, it won't show me your portfolios. It'll just show me your start page. So I'm going to click on Done. And that's a quick intro into Pathbright. I just wanted to see where to get to it. This is a pretty easy tool to use once you get the hang of it. I think all of you will do just fine. Again, watch the videos. It does take you through how to use it, and if you have questions, you're certainly welcome to ask me. So you have a lot on your to-do list this week, a lot to get done. That's the way it is in the winter course, right? We have a lot to do in a short period of time. So any questions? anyone can view this once you make it public and share it and share the link with them. The question was, can anyone view this portfolio? And absolutely, as long as you make it public and provide them with the link, they can view it. Sometimes people use it like, you know, like at the top of your resume, you would have your name and your address and your phone number and your link to your ePortfolio. You're welcome. I have some questions coming in, so we'll just give that a second. Yeah, so this Q&A I will also put into, you know, I will put up on YouTube as soon as Blackboard gives it back to me. Last time it took 3 days because I guess because it was kind of lengthy. But yeah, as soon as it comes back to me, I will post it to YouTube. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. You can use your other class. You're welcome. Any other questions? All right, before you go, just one quick thing. I like to just remind you of what your upcoming schedule is. I know you got a lot on the plate this week, but let's just take a peek. Just so you know what's coming. You do a little bit of Excel this week. Excel is usually one of the more challenging sections that students have to go through. A lot of times we don't have any experience or very limited experience with Excel. So we started this week with 2 modules, and then we finish it out next week. We finish it out next week in addition to also finishing out our other 3 concept modules. So next week, you have a lot of time to work on Excel, okay? So see how these first 2 go, Excel 1 and 2. It may give you a headache. That's okay. You may have a lot of questions. That's okay too. And we may roll that into next week. You know, I went ahead and gave you Excel 1 and 2 this week to get started, knowing that you may need a little more time on them next week. But next week, lab-wise, really, you know, Excel is all you got going on. You do have this global diversity assignment and a security assignment, but they're small potatoes, not much to them, and a couple quizzes. So I think you'll be good. But just, you know, looking forward, if you like, some students like to work ahead, you know, start working on that Excel stuff. So you have time. I'll have another Q&A session next Monday night. So we'll have time to, you know, talk about Excel and get all those things done. The last week, and oddly enough, this semester ends on a Wednesday, so it ends on the 25th. So these first 3 weeks you have assignments due on Sunday, and then the last couple of days you just have a couple days, and everything's due on Wednesday. So, but at the end it's just access, so and taking the final exam. So very little there. So these next 2 weeks are really the bulk of your work. So you have a lot to do. It's all out there. Of course, you can work ahead, ask questions about anything, but this week, you know, you have a lot going on as well with your midterm and your collab project and all. So let me know how I can help you. I'll do what I can, and don't wait till Sunday to get the work done, or you find yourself in a very frustrating spot. All right, any other questions I can answer? All right, if there are no other questions, then we'll go ahead and stop here. And like I said, as soon as I get the conversion of this video into YouTube ready, I will post it to YouTube and send out an announcement. Thank all of you for coming in tonight. And again, I will do this next Monday as well. Oh, I have one more question coming in. Hang tight, everybody. Oh, yes, you're welcome. This is a nice thank you. Okay, great. I will talk to you guys soon. Send me emails with any questions. Take care.